In the warm breath of dawn, across a stretch of rich soil painted in early light, a man named Rafik runs his fingers through the earth. It is something he's done for over 3 decades, just as his father did before him. His eyes scan the horizon, past the wheat fields shimmering like gold, and he listens, not to machines, but to the subtle hum of nature. The morning dew on the leaves, the quiet chirping of birds returning for the season, and the scent of damp soil offer him more insight than 1,000 spreadsheets. Yet, only a few kilometers away, in a test plot run by a group of engineers, a fully automated AI-driven farm is doing the same task, only it is analyzing data points from satellites, soil sensors, and predictive weather models. The AI doesn't sleep, doesn't tire, doesn't guess, it calculates, optimizes, and executes. The question arises, who truly grows better crops? The farmer who knows the land like a friend, or the machine that knows the land like a system? Rafik bends down to examine the tips of his wheat plants. He notices the color, a perfect golden hue, and the feel of the grains, assessing whether they're nearing the right moisture content for harvest. Meanwhile, across the experimental AI-managed plot, rows of maize stand in perfect symmetry. Their growth cycle has been monitored to the hour. Every milliliter of water and drop of nutrients has been precisely delivered based on the AI's real-time soil chemistry analysis. There's no randomness, only precision. The AI farm has also planted spinach and carrots, optimizing rotation to preserve nutrients and reduce disease risks. No guesswork, only equations. Back in Rafik's fields, the story is different. His decisions are shaped by experience, years of observing patterns in rice and lentil seasons, tracking how one year's rain came too early or how last season's cotton crop was affected by an unexpected heat wave. He doesn't own drones or satellite imagery, but he walks the fields daily. His fingers serve as moisture sensors. His skin feels the winds shift, and his eyes notice the first signs of a pest before it becomes an infestation. When aphids attacked his mustard crop, he didn't use AI, but neem oil mixed the way his grandmother taught him. And it worked. Yet, he admits, not always. There are years when he overwaters, or when a sudden fungal disease ruins an entire potato harvest. That's the risk he lives with, risk that AI promises to reduce. The AI-managed farm has its own victories. When temperatures spiked unexpectedly in March, the system had already adjusted irrigation schedules and introduced artificial shading for its greenhouse-grown tomatoes. When the humidity level suggested a potential fungal outbreak on the sugarcane, it triggered a non-chemical response based on real-time risk models, spraying only what was needed, only where it was needed. The result? Higher yield, less water, minimal pesticides. On paper, it looks unbeatable. But a story lives between the rows of crops, and not every story can be captured in code. When Rafik plants his chilies, he does so with reverence, remembering how his father once told him they only thrive when planted with a calm heart. Whether it's true or not, it affects how he tends to them, with care and mindfulness. His daughter, home from university, helps him use a smartphone to check weather predictions. They laugh when it rains despite a sunny forecast. Still, that small addition of tech makes a difference. He's begun experimenting with drip irrigation, encouraged by local training workshops, trying to blend his instincts with tools of the future. AI, on the other hand, doesn't remember a father's lesson. It doesn't understand the deep emotional connection to land. It doesn't mourn a lost season or rejoice in a thriving crop. But it doesn't need to. Its job is results, delivering more per hectare, faster and cheaper. It doesn't get distracted, doesn't take breaks. It can manage 100 hectares of soybeans with the same attention to detail as one, adjusting nutrient levels every day if needed, without complaint. There's something undeniably impressive, and slightly unnerving, about that. What's also undeniable is how AI reduces guesswork. It can analyze 5 years of climate data and predict that next year, the ideal sowing date for barley is 5 days earlier. It can measure chlorophyll levels via drone imagery to detect nitrogen deficiencies in corn before human eyes ever could. It can track every grain from seed to silo, optimizing storage conditions for post-harvest longevity. For large-scale commercial operations, this kind of optimization is gold. It means less waste, fewer losses, and more profits. In regions plagued by water scarcity or erratic climate shifts, this data-driven farming is a lifeline. But Rafik would argue that something essential is lost in a world run only by numbers. He recalls one summer when his sunflower field almost died during a drought. He spent nights hauling water with neighbors, sharing labor, laughter, and frustration. Those flowers bloomed eventually, not because a sensor told him what to do, but because of sheer will and community. Try coding that into a machine. Yet, there is a middle path emerging. Across various farms, a hybrid model is taking root. Farmers like Rafik are beginning to adopt AI tools, not as replacements but as partners. A tablet in hand now tells him when his spinach might face downy mildew. A solar-powered soil monitor sends him SMS alerts. Drones fly over his paddy fields twice a week, capturing thermal imagery that helps spot early stress zones. The farmer isn't being replaced. He's being augmented. The truth is, AI alone isn't perfect either. Machines can fail. Algorithms can misinterpret data. A patch of shade, a reflection, or an unusual weather event can throw off predictions. It doesn't understand nuance unless it's programmed in. It doesn't adapt creatively, it adapts systematically. Without the human eye and intuition, AI can misstep, especially in regions where variables are unpredictable and infrastructure is inconsistent. So who grows better crops? The farmer or the AI? The answer depends on how you define better. If better means higher yield, lower cost, and fewer losses, AI has a compelling case. It can manage large tracts of corn, wheat, or soybeans with surgical efficiency. It can guide fertilizer use in sugar beet fields to the milligram. It can track citrus fruit ripeness from space. But if better includes resilience, wisdom, tradition, and adaptability, then the farmer, weathered, instinctive, and grounded, wins in a different way. In time, the future of agriculture might not be about choosing one over the other. It may be about bridging the gap between ancient knowledge and cutting-edge science. Imagine a world where Rafik's experience is paired with AI's precision, where storytelling meets statistics, and where machines don't replace farmers but empower them. The rice fields of tomorrow may be managed by a new kind of partnership, where AI tells the farmer when the rain will come, and the farmer tells the AI what the land truly needs. A future where strawberries are harvested not only at peak ripeness by robotic arms but under the watchful gaze of a farmer who still cares if the soil smells just right. A world where drones fly over the crops at night and grandmothers still whisper secrets of basil and fenugreek to their grandchildren. Because crops aren't just biology. They're legacy. They're memory. Their hope planted in furrows and harvested with pride. And in that balance, between the human heart and artificial intelligence, we may finally learn not who grows better crops, but how we can grow the best crops, together.